evening, freaks. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lift, and I'm diving back into that 2023 love forecast for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or a loaded first house, stellium, 3 or more planets in that first house, or one of those strong placements that I mentioned. You may find resonance with the message I bring forward here. I have a feeling there's something here for you if you're tuning in, okay? Do be aware that this is a collective read, so it's important that you engage your intuition when receiving these readings so you know how the overarching theme is speaking to you. Obviously, it's not a personal read, so, you got to just kind of tap into the energy and hear the general message and understand how it is relating to your personal dynamic. That being said, if you ever want a personal read, I do offer them. I got all the information in the description box below. Broad Coven at gmail.com is the only way to book with me. There is no other way to book with me. All right. So don't be taken in by anything else. I know a lot of that goes on YouTube. I'm just small potatoes here right now, though. So I'm not too worried about it at the moment, but I'm just laying down the foundation and, setting things off on the right foot. So there's no misunderstanding about how things are moving forward here. Okay. When I do call out signs in the read, it's for any strong placement in the chart. Flip flop rolls as you need to. Cross watcher energy can come in. Use it to your advantage. If you hear something activating, try to lean into where is that coming from, okay? Also, if you feel like somebody else's perspective in the situation is actually your stance, then apply it where it fits, I just get the memo, I deliver it, I speak to a lot of things as they come in, but it's very much up to you to see how those messages apply. And we are just going to dive right into it. We are going to look at 3 areas of love and romance in 2023 for you all. We're going to look at single and ready to mingle. Okay. We're also going to look at, I just noticed I didn't have my banner up here. Somehow I missed that. Let's go ahead and put that on. I know I made it. Here we go. I do want to say real quick, just because it brings it to mind, seeing it on the banner there, I do want to thank all of the subscribers here. Thank you for building the channel with me. Thank you to all of you who showed out for that moon circle, full moon circle we did with On the Hedge. It was a really good experience. We're going to have another one coming in for you, new moon. I think we're going to be having a pretty regular thing here, all right? So if you're wanting to build community around moving in harmony with the lunar cycles, I am happy to hold that space for you all. So we got lots of good stuff brewing with that. But thank you so much to all of the subscribers. I really appreciate you. I noticed there's a lot of new people at the channel, so welcome. Welcome to my weird little world, and I'm looking to build community here in a place where everybody can drop in and just have a good time. Have a good time. As I was saying, we're going to look at 3 different areas of love and romance. We're going to look at singles and ready to mingle. And then we're going to look at cuffed. Okay, those of you who are in committed relationships or married, you guys like to receive love reads too, all right? So we're going to go ahead and speak to that. Because, it's an important tool. It's an important tool that can be utilized for the growth of your relationship. And I mean, if you're in a relationship, you should want to keep it up leveling, right? Just growing together and deepening your connection. So we'll look at what's going on there. And hey, it's never a smooth road, right? So there's also challenges you face in relationships. And so tarot could be a tool for overcoming those challenges and moving to a higher level of understanding within the connection. And then we're also going to look at, it's complicated. It's complicated. So your situationships, your friends with benefits, your messy dynamics with third parties, all that stuff. Okay. So 3 areas we're going to dive into, and we're just going to make it happen right now. by beginning with single and ready to mingle. I'm putting my timestamps here. Yeah, all right. And we're doing the shuffling right now. I'm going to be shuffling for single and ready to mingle. We're going to lay them all out and then we'll dive into the reading, okay? I almost got ahead of myself. The singles, you might be getting ahead of yourselves in a connection. You might have been single for a long time. And so now that you got somebody you're interested in, you're kind of like trying to push things a little too fast. You know, you need to kind of like slow the roll a little bit. It's also not a good time for action right now. Cool your jets. Wait until that Aquarius season really gets underway before you think of how you want to move forward. You might change your mind. It is a retrograde energy here, okay? There might be some things you're not seeing about your situation. I am going to provide timestamps to you all, okay? So you can skip ahead this shuffling portion if you want, but you're going to miss some channeled messages quite likely because they often come in like that one just did. All right, so shuffling for Aries, single and ready to mingle in 2023. I'm using a super awesome future deck with you all. Called out for it, okay? And we already got a crossing influence coming out there. Okay, and that was very fast, direct, and to the point. I might put out a couple of layers of cards here, okay? Let's just see how it goes. Shuffling for cup, those in relationships. Aries in relationships, committed connections, marriages in 2023. Shuffling for Aries and committed connections in 2023. Aries and committed connections in 2023. I think a lot of Aries are like really weighing commitment heavily, you know. There might also be some stuff going on in the commitments that are, you know, wanting to be kept under wraps, like wanting to keep interfering parties out of the situation. Okay, finally something came out there. Okay, so I think I'm on the right track with that. Looking at Aries, it's complicated. What the heck is going on in this love situation? What's going on here? I don't know. Up from down. Aries in complicated connections. Okay. Straight to the point. I think I'm going to go ahead and I want to get a few more. Let's pull out some tarot, okay? You all were really calling for that deck, though, so I wanted to respond to that. Ooh, bottom of the deck energy. I just want to say it's an overarching theme for Aries Collective. We got a fox in the hen house, okay? So, you know, there's somebody who is kind of moving covertly, all right, might be moving in a direction that they know is not necessarily in their best interest, or where they're kind of moving out of pocket. So this is something to be aware of. There also may be somebody who's kind of like sniffing around your person. You might have your hackles up around this a bit. Okay, there's definitely some operations going on in the love department where people are not being upfront with each other. And there's kind of hidden elements involved. I also feel that third party interference very strongly with that fox in the hen house. Now, it's very important. Fox medicine is all about camouflage, okay? So we definitely have some hiding going on here. We have some hiding of feelings going on. There may be some people kind of watching people from afar, but not acting on it. All right, this piece coming in too. There's something that's being carried out secretly. This also speaks of clandestine connections, okay? Things that are being kept on the down low for one reason or another. With that rooster energy that was in that card, though, I feel like there is a loud mouth in the mix. So for those of you who are moving like that, be careful because somebody's got a big mouth. They talk too much. They talk too much and word is getting out, you know, so those are situations that you get really messy. The propensity for complication, for situations becoming complicated, Ted just shook his head, is really high for Aries, all right? So you all need to be careful about this in 2023 because you know, You might get more than you ask for. You might bite off more than you can chew. I just thought that, okay? Yeah, we Page of Swords, bottom of the deck energy here on the first cut really shows that there is some hidden element going on, secret communications I'm getting, okay? Probably on social media, people sliding into the DMs, talking about moving things forward, trying to make plans for the future. Maybe you're waiting to hear back from somebody, that you had your eye on, you sent a message out, or they sent a message to you, you responded, and you're kind of waiting to hear word back. All right. Could be in relation to somebody from the past, right? Leo archetype card here with the strength, all right? Past connection, something that needs to be handled properly, something that will take strength to handle properly. Some type of healing that needs to be done as well, some type of pain that needs to be resolved, something that needs to be rectified there. All right. We're going to shuffle again. We're going to shuffle for single Aries in 2023. Let Tarot put something on it. Shuffling for single Aries in 2023. Shuffling for single Aries in 2023. Woo! I have to speak to it. You all got the Three of Wands kind of heading south in the crossing position. It flew out on top of that last card that's in the complicated. So I feel like you all are thinking about turning down a situation. You're thinking about turning down a situation because you can see where the complication could come into the mix, all right? Yeah, bottom of the deck energy on that Nine of Swords. There's some worry and stress over this, some anxiety, all right? Okay, I got a whole message there. I'm not going to jump ahead. Mental memo of what I need to talk about. All right, and let's see. Cuffed. Okay. That came out rather quickly. Okay, and Aries who are in complicated situations. Aries in complicated. All right, that was big confirmation. This is actually a really crystalline message. 13, 13 on the clock when I said that, all right? 13 for me is a big, big power number, right? Very, very interesting. Very interesting. There's a lot going on in your situations right off the bat. So we are going to go ahead and go right into this reading. Let's see. We already got it on single, ready to mingle. I've been going like really wild with these banners. When I think of a banner, I think of a statement. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave this, leave this in. When I think of banners, I think of a statement, right? Some kind of statement that people see, right? It's like at the forefront of their consciousness. And I feel like there's something you're refining about a statement you want to make in matters of the heart. Could be a declaration, should be, should be. I meant to say could be, but I said should be. So I was going to say should be, could be something definitive, but I think it should be something definitive. Maybe that's why you're spending some time sort of sorting out the statement you want to make. I don't even need to change the banner for the singles. It's already been changed. So let's just dive into it, okay? So you got the zombies, all right? Let's let you get a good look at that, okay? And then you had, it flew out over, it's complicated. So I believe already singles, your situation is complicated because there's something that has not been addressed in the past. And this is what's causing your complication. And this is what has you feeling, uncertain about moving forward. It came out like this, like a crossing influence, but it was starting to head south. I really see this as maybe somebody from the past has come back around or will come back around in 2023 for you. This is somebody you were involved with before. I think this is somebody that's kind of relentless. It's somebody that you tried to bury it with them, you tried to lay it to rest. This person just keeps cropping up again like a case of herpes. And I don't know where that's coming from, but you might want to be careful about connecting with this person. It could be possible that this person has like some skeletons in their closet, okay? They might have a lot of people that they like to connect with sexually. They have a lot of people they like to connect with sexually, and they don't have the safest sex practices, okay? This is an adult channel, so I talk about adult stuff here. I make it very clear, mention it all the time. Just want to reiterate it again. You are under 18. You do not belong here, okay? Especially not for this read. But this is an adult channel. So this piece coming in very strongly. I have to be honest, the message that's kind of coming through here is sort of like a community D kind of energy. So, and there's nothing wrong with somebody, single, going out, having fun, doing their thing. But there's this need to be aware that people might not be honest with you about that, or you may be tempted to withhold this from potential people you're interested in, or you might be interested in having multiple players involved, or somebody may be wanting to have this with you. You're going to have to pick what side you're on. Some people are considering entering poly dynamics. It's something they're thinking of because they're thinking of, their tendency, their natural tendency to always kind of want to bring multiple people into the mix, how this has caused a lot of problems in their past connections, and maybe they want to embrace a different way of exploring relationship connection. But there's this strong hit here of kind of the past coming back, like skeletons tumbling out of the closet kind of energy. Something you thought was buried, but it's kind of coming back to life again. I do think you need to be aware of people who are time wasters, people who just take and take and take, people who drain your energy. They don't give anything in return. These are people that, you just kind of feel like there's no stimulating conversation from an intellectual level. Maybe these were more just kind of sexual connections in the past I'm picking up on. There's somebody here, though. There's some connection from your past that is really relentless. And I feel like it's not just this person, it's everything that comes with them. It's like a whole entourage of ghouls. This person resurfaces, and all of a sudden you have all of their exes resurfacing, and everybody that they know kind of up in your business. It gives kind of messy community situation you want to be aware of. I think you're really wanting to move away from energy like this. I think that maybe at one point this was something that you were considering with the Three of Wands, okay? But now you're kind of I'm not so sure I want to go forward with this person. I see that you're really focused on rebirth here, okay, with the bat energy. How dark and destructive and negative it can get in relationship. You're not wanting to create that for yourself. You're really wanting to create something new here, all right? Let me go ahead and just see what the bottom of the deck energy is here. This could be in relation to a Queen of Cups. I know I picked up the whole deck reverse, so I'm going to turn it up right now. But I am paying attention to these. Yep, I am paying attention to these cards here on the bottom because it is quite significant. Oh, holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my God. All right, yeah, we're gonna speak to this, okay? We are gonna speak to this on the realm because this is pretty strong. I'm gonna turn this around and it all ties in together, so it's very significant. All of this in reverse because I picked up the deck in reverse, and when I pick up the deck in reverse, I do turn it back upright, okay? But I do read the bottom of the deck because I didn't pick it up that way accidentally. So we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You could have been dealing with somebody that had one of these placements somewhere in their chart. This was also somebody I feel like you felt was emotionally manipulative. Maybe some of you don't have the best relationship with your mother. This person reminds you of your mother in the way they emotionally manipulate. Okay. But somebody with strong water sign placement in the chart, I think you've experienced a real reversal of fortune with this person. Okay. You thought something was going to turn out to be your destiny. It ended up being a bit of fate. Okay. Some kind of connection here that went south. I do see here with the world in reverse that there's something here that you need to complete before you're really able to move forward. All right. With the world card. Until you complete this, there's some karmic cycle you need to close from the past singles. Until you complete this, you will not find the success that you're wanting in matters of the heart. 2121 on the clock when I said that. So this is a very helpful message coming in for you here. If there is something that you know you need to wrap up, there's something you need to say, there's something you need to finalize, there's something you need to clean up. If you got cleanup work to do in relation to a past connection, now is the time to do it. I also feel if it's not you that has the cleaning up to do, somebody is going to be approaching you in 2023 that wants to do this healing work with you. This is a devil, okay? Let's just call it out as it is. But this devil is in reverse. I think they got a taste of their own medicine. All right. They got a taste of their own medicine. And now they're starting to have a little bit of a guilty conscience. They're realizing how they were kind of an asshole in your situation, ways that they acted out of unhealthy behaviors. They're understanding that it's not all you. Maybe this is somebody kind of playing the blame game a lot, tried to make you feel guilty. With the devil in reverse, though, and the way it's coming up, I really feel like this may have been somebody too, for those who know people who are involved in the occult. This could have been somebody who got a taste of their own medicine from doing a working. I say this because right behind the devil in reverse, we got the tower in reverse, we got the hermit in reverse, and we got the three of pentacles in reverse. This is giving me big time. Look at an ace of wands in reverse. This is giving me big vibes of like somebody doing maybe like some kind of like, this is not going to be everybody's message, but I do speak to those on occult paths here. Okay. So I'm bringing it in. This is really speaking to somebody did some kind of magical working. The hermit is supposed to be an involved energy that acts out a higher consciousness. It's in reverse. All right. We have three of pentacles, which is my card that I often use for workings. It's in reverse. So this is like a negative, something that was done that's operating out of manipulative kind of magic, especially with that Queen of Cups in reverse as well. Ace of Wands in reverse. I'm picking up like big return to sender vibes of this toxic energy. I feel like with the tower coming up with the devil here, everything being in reverse, what I feel this was like maybe some kind of working to keep you on your own, or maybe if you were in a relationship before, if you're newly single, to cause a separation for you in your relationship. I feel like it was to cause some kind of tower to fall in your life. And blocking you, I also feel like blocking you sexually. I'm picking this up. For somebody. It's coming in really strongly. But what I'm getting here with this all coming in reverse is it's like return to sender energy. You might be hearing from this person because they're getting the back end of that working. They're getting a taste of their own medicine. All right. For others of you, this is somebody who really just like did you dirty. They were really manipulative. Maybe this was a strong sexual connection, but you began to realize that it was also addictive in nature, that there was something very unhealthy about it. I think you found it hard to walk away from this situation. I think you found it hard to tell yourself the truth about this situation because there was such like a sexual addiction. I'm almost picking up like a connection so intense. There was like this real, like, it pulled you in, even though you knew it wasn't good for you. But I think eventually you decided to stop having sex with this person with this Ace of Wands in reverse. And those of you who have been single for a while, I think because of these like really unhealthy, toxic kind of connections you've had in the past, you might just be like, you know what? No, I'm not wanting to work with anybody. I'm wanting to just focus on myself. I'm not doing any of that. You might also be kind of like, um, you know, just really almost, I'm getting like not only not wanting to work with anybody, but just like vehemently against it. Just like, I just need some space with that hermit in reverse. It's almost like an isolating kind of energy. All right. That's sort of like the basis of the matter, what's coming in there. Now let's see the top of the deck. Yeah, there's been a lot of worry over this, all right? 26 on the clock, a lot of worry and a lot of concern. But I don't think you need to worry about it, okay? Because cutting off this negative energy, it's really going to bring about alignment with somebody that you really can build with, right? And there's something to celebrate here. You're coming into alignment with your real person in 2023. I see this as somebody who appreciates you, you appreciate them, you're a team. I do see you moving into commitment. All right. I think this is the year you'll move into commitment. And it was 27 on the clock when I said that. So you're moving into commitment because you're ending an old cycle. And I believe it's a cycle that it worked for you in the past, but it doesn't work now, you know? Um, Again, with people coming back around from your deep past, I get like it may have worked for you back then, but the way it was then doesn't work now. There's something that changes, there's something that shifts. And this shift has you up leveling in commitment. I believe that commitment first begins with committing to yourself to not settle for less. But you do along the way in 2023 come into alignment with somebody that actually wants to build with you. They want to invest with you. And it's a healthy connection. Something can really grow here, okay? Something you can really celebrate. And it's like kind of like a triumph over the past, all right? This might be somebody, that already has their eye on you with the Page of Swords there, air sign energy. Uh, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You may see this come forward in Aquarius season. You might be kind of contemplating doing something daring in regard to this person. Yeah, look at this right behind it, Knight of Wands. I think you want to move forward, okay? You want to move forward. That's your energy. It's also fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius might be somebody who has strong air and fire placements in their chart. And I think you're wanting to explore options with this person here, okay? We got the Seven of Cups coming in with the Eight of Wands. There's going to be a lot of communication around how can we move this thing forward, okay? I see you finding the balance with the Justice card there, okay? Strong Libra energy too with that Page of Swords that came up, all right? So I also see karmic balance, all right? You're balancing old karma. And because of that, because of your willingness to like shut the door on old energy, it's moving you forward in a very positive way. Let's just do a cut of the deck energy here. Yep, we got Page Cups. Okay, so look for some emotional offer to come forward. You may doubt it at first with that fish in the cup. You may think it's a little bit fishy. Be open, okay? Be open. You might be holding on to too much energy from the past with the Ten of Swords. You might need to take things slowly, tentatively, don't rush. And any connections coming forward, like this past person from the past that came in, this sort of cups energy, that Queen of Cups in reverse, you do want to be mindful, You might want to turn down this offer with that Four of Cups there and hold out for what will really bring you healing. Dead this cycle, have the closure you need to have the communication that's needed to close things out. But I think this person is back with their bullshit. And if you take this on, it's going to be a burden, all right? Hold out for the real thing because you got some kind of real bless up energy coming your way in matters of the heart, all right? And let's go ahead and let's get one theme card for you, overarching theme, all right, for singles, overarching theme for singles, overarching theme for singles, overarching theme for singles. Whoa, okay, got a few come out there. Yeah, tons come out. You had winter, the sacredness of pausing. Okay, so yes, please take your time. Don't rush your decisions. Hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. Focus more on the home front, creating some stability for yourself. I see you kind of like keeping to yourself for a while. I also think you're really thinking about what will feel like home to you in your heart. Death, the eternal cycle begins here. So you are in the process of releasing something, which is why you might be more in that kind of hermit mode, spending more time at home, just integrating your past experiences. And here we got cauldron, synergy, and healing. All right, 31, 33 on the clock when I said that. So you're going to have a lot of healing in your life this year. And what does it bring you? This is beautiful. Dawn, the light after the darkness with that owl medicine here. Okay, so just enjoy this time of keeping to yourself and sort of nurturing yourself from the ground up. Listen to those messages from your spirit, cue into your intuition as your guide, and trust what comes forward because you're going to break out of this old cycle. And I see you really moving into a lighter, brighter time in your life. But there's a lot of integrative healing work coming through. Okay. Really beautiful message there. All right. Cuffed. 32:23 on the clock. Okay. Cuffed. You have quite a few cards that came up for you. All right. The first one you had was the handshake. Okay. I just got changes in an agreement. All right. And here we have the Two of Cups. All right. That shows your connection. The Five of Pentacles. All right. And the Ace of Swords. Communication is key. I'm getting a lot of stuff in the throat chakra right now, so there's some blockage in communication going on here. You all have something you need to talk about, all right? There's communication required. Truth needs to come forward in your communication with each other. There's something that has been held inside for too long. It needs to come up and out. And it's only once this communication is had that there will be more clarity in your connection and you'll know how to move forward. I mean, there's love here. All right. There is love here, and you all can get on the same page. All right. I see you can make an agreement, but it's about making agreements from the right place here with the handshake. You really need to look at this energy here. Now, this doesn't look like a comfortable arrangement, does it? Doesn't look like quite a comfortable arrangement there. Somebody really feels like another person in the connection has the upper hand. This could particularly be related to finances, okay? And somebody's feeling like they're left out of the loop and they feel like, just because they're not on the same playing field financially, that they're not given any say about moving forward or what you're building and growing together, and it's causing a problem. Somebody really feels out of the loop. And we do see here, there's like kind of this higher level connection here. This is the ideal. This is the goal, to move out of this situation where there's kind of like a power dynamic in play in the connection. And I feel it's related to finances. Like maybe one person is more the breadwinner, and so the other person just feels very compromised in the connection. Like they feel like they're put in a compromising position in the relationship. That's what I'm feeling. Something doesn't feel quite right. They also feel like the person, holds this over their head a lot and uses it as a means of control in the connection. There is something very controlling. I mean, obviously, okay? It's also like be careful of what you agree to in your connection. This might be one person wants to make a decision in the connection that makes the other feel, at a disadvantage. And it's not really fair. But you might be tempted to go along with it because you feel like you have to. I feel like, there is true connection here, but there's like so much that's unexpressed, and there needs to be a change in this. There needs to be a change in this dynamic, first of all. There's a big difference between somebody feeling kind of like they're stuck, and they're bound to an agreement by force or coercion. And another thing with people feeling like they're really on the same page in their hearts and souls. And because of that, there's a feeling of real camaraderie. And camaraderie is something that's very important within relationships too. Now, it's interesting that camaraderie came in because Two of Cups can also represent friendship, all right? So I feel like this friendship needs work, your relationship needs to focus more on the friendship aspect. There also may be a friend in this situation that is interfering in your relationship. It's causing some problems. It's causing your partner maybe to start feeling like a third wheel. Like, why is it other people know more about what's going on in a relationship and what you're feeling than I do? There's something here that's making a partner feel kind of left out in the cold. There may be somebody that is a friend that has become, a little inappropriate too in how they're interacting with the partner. This might have been vocalized in the past. Like there might have been something said like, I'm not comfortable with this. And if you're going to be like talking to this person, I'm out, I'm picking up this energy very strongly. Like there's something that needs to be addressed here because it's not fair. It's not right. All right. Something coming in very strongly with this, something that needs to be addressed in this situation. I do feel there is going to be communication coming forward in this matter. There's going to be communication that comes in 2023 that clears the air. On bottom of the deck energy, we have the Four of Wands here again. So alignment, something comes into alignment in this situation that preserves the home. I mean, maybe it was causing a lot of friction around the home too, Again, I'm getting this like, I don't feel like I'm in it with you. I feel like an outsider. So it's something like coming together on the same page, and then both people feel like they're invested in it together. Maybe you've been talking about moving in with each other, and there's been kind of like some uncomfortable feelings around that, or maybe one person already owns the home, and so you feel like an outsider in the situation. You want to feel like you're part of it, like you're building something together. I'm getting this pretty strongly. Let's see here. I want to go ahead and get a different deck to do your clarification. I want to see any other clarification on this matter for those who are in committed relationships. Aries in committed relationships, any clarification, any other pieces you want to bring in for them, Spirit? Yeah, we got Seven of Cups, bottom of the deck energy. Okay, so I think that you're exploring options. Like there's a need to look at some different options in this situation, because up till now, one person is really feeling at a disadvantage in this situation, and the other person has more control and more power. It's creating an imbalance in your relationship. I really feel it has something to do with the home, something to do with the finances. It's something very material. 3939 on the clock when I said that. Okay, so there needs to be more cooperative, effort here. Maybe one person kind of gets all the drudge work at home, and the other person kind of just, does whatever. Maybe they have kind of like this traditional viewpoint, sort of like, oh, well, the woman does all the house cleaning, the woman does all the cooking, and that's kind of throwing the dynamic off. All right, let's just see if I can get any clarification coming in here for those of you who are cuffed up in committed relationships. I just feel like, you need to make new agreements, you need to explore options, and both people need to be able to be part of making those decisions if this is going to be a connection that really, fulfills you, feels good, right? It's so important. Come on, clarification here. All right. I think that that's right on the money because I got judgment here. All right. If you all can get on the same page and you can explore options together rather than one person being kind of the dictator in the connection about the way things go, then you're going to find a lot of peace coming into the home and into your connection. And so this is something you definitely want to focus on in 2023. Just creating more of a stable, supportive environment for both people. It's got to work for both, or else it's not going to be so hot. A lot of you that are in commitments, but you haven't taken the next step, you're going to be, looking at moving in together, but there's some things to like hammer out around that. What does that look like? Is it going to feel right? And some of you are about to enter new cycles. I just got this. Okay. You're about to enter new cycles, and you're in, proceedings for a divorce. Some of you are thinking of walking away from a marriage, and you might be going through some kind of like legal dividing of assets. You might be worried that, it's really going to cost you financially. I see a judgment in your favor for those of you who are already, I feel like that's for those of you who are already in process with that. Okay. So that coming in. So just rest assured, you're going to be taken care of. All right. It's all underway. It's all underway. Let's go ahead and get an overarching theme for you. What is the overarching theme for those in committed relationships in 2023 in the love department for Aries? What is the overarching theme for those in committed relationships in 2023 for Aries? What is the overarching theme in committed relationships for Aries? Okay. Ghost. Regret. Okay. So, this might all be coming up and out. I'm kind of feeling like one party in this connection might not even know how the other person is feeling. We see that there's like communication block. They may not even know that their person is feeling like this, that they're feeling like they're left out, like they're out in the cold, like they don't have a say. So there's really the need to open up the communication. And I think when they hear how you're feeling, they're going to really feel like a sense of regret, like I'm so sorry that you feel like that. I would never want you to feel like that. I think there's an opportunity for healing to happen here, I do. I think there's an opportunity to heal here. Right on the top of the deck there, we got skull of stars, infinite possibilities. Okay. So there's that piece again about really like communicate with each other and explore options. And if you can do this, then both people feel like they're part of this process. And then you're like creating your future together. It's not just one person dictating how everything's going to go. And I think you'll really be able to restore things and get on the same page. Because, I mean, you got beautiful soulmate energy there with the Two of Cups. The love is real and it's reciprocal. All right. So nurture that. It's hard to find. It's hard to find. All right. Okay. 4405. Jumping into It's Complicated. We already have a heavy hitting card coming out here, sort of covering what's crossing. So, ooh, I really like this message for you. It's complicated. We see right on top death. All right. So I think what's been really complicated for you is that you've been in this period of just really processing and ending in your life. It's a major transformation you're going through. I just got like identity shift, even how you see yourself, how you view love, what you're looking for, what you want at this stage in your life. I feel like you have really had to have a long, hard look at your life. You've really been in that Scorpio South Node energy. You've been doing a lot of deep, deep, deep shadow work, man. Really doing a lot of deep shadow work. You've had to let go of a lot of things that were really hard for you to release. Some of you have already released a commitment, but it's sort of like there's still like casualties hanging around. I got, maybe people that were the source of causing problems in your connection. It's very interesting. There's just a whole cycle ending for you. And I believe this cycle has a lot to do with tradition. I'm just noticing this like priest figure in the background. Some of you are discovering things about yourself, like what your desires are that kind of go against your upbringing. You're feeling a little rebellious. You want to explore different kinds of connection. You don't want the traditional thing. You don't want marriage. You're not into that. You're also not so sure if you just want these real kind of casual connections either, where it leaves you with a bunch of drama and casualties. I feel like you had to sort through a lot of that. I believe you had to let a lot of things go. I'm really cluing into this child down here. So I feel like you've been doing a lot of inner child work, some really deep healing work. It relates a lot to the kind of relationship that you saw your parents in, or what was going on in the family dynamic when you were growing up. You've been doing some really deep work, and I feel like you're closing this out. And it's beautiful because the first 6 months of 2023 are all about us continuing to rise out of that Scorpio South Node, the faith, into our destiny, the Taurus North Node, where we really know our worth, our value, and what we want to invest in. And I see you moving in that direction because the thing with death is on the other side of death, there's a rebirth, there's a new beginning. So you're in a time of transition right now. And this may be what makes things so complicated for you. It's not necessarily that things are complicated in a practical sense, but they are complicated because you're not quite sure of your new direction yet. You're sort of like in this holding pattern. Like you feel like you're waiting at the bardo, how long before the new cycle begins? But we see the crossing influence, like what's coming in for you is spaceship. And this is just such an awesome message, okay? Because what's coming in is unlike anything you've ever experienced before, all right? This is a situation where it's all brand new, all right? I wouldn't be surprised if some of you have a directional reroute that ends up being a geographical cure for you. Some of you are really hungering for new everything. Like you want to throw off the old identity of who you've been. You want to go somewhere where nobody knows your name. You want to travel. You want to get out there and see the world. You want to make connections with new people. You want to have some out there experiences. You're just really in this exploratory phase. And this is 34, and 2023 is a 7 year. So those of you in complicated situations, I think it's really important to ask yourself, why is it complicated? Is it complicated because of how everybody else will feel about your decisions and what you want to do, or complicated because it bucks tradition or the way you were raised? Like, fuck it, man. Go with what excites you. This is your year. 7 means that you got spiritual guidance on your side. You'll see a lot of synchronicity operating in your life, and it's going to bring some very special people into your world. You got a whole new cast of characters coming in and a lot of brand new experiences. You're heading into unknown territory. At times, you may feel a little lost in 2023. You may feel, a little bit like you need some direction. It's okay. Let yourself get lost this year. In getting lost, you're going to find yourself, and it's going to reroute you in a new direction with a whole new crew of people, a whole new cast of characters in your life. And these aren't people that are just breezing through. These are people that you're going to really build a future with. They're going to be in your life for a long time to come. So this is about also building connections that are more like on your level, I think you're really wanting space from drama. You're wanting space from the bullshit you've been through in your complex situation. And instead, you're moving into expansion with people who, you know, they want to rise above that stuff. These are interesting people. These are people who also want to explore, and it's really exciting time in your life. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get some clarification on this. Any further clarification for the it's complicated pile? I mean, looks really good to me. I think you're just finishing up with the closing of the cycle you were in. I think there's a lot of people you already left behind. You're just sort of integrating that experience right now, and you're getting ready for the new people to come in, right? And they're coming in soon. I say that because both of your cards came up kind of like this, crossing influences, but they're on the upswing. Okay, we have the high priestess here, all right, with the 5 of wands. All right, so I'm getting that, you know, that it is really time for you to break away from a certain group of people. I think you've been involved in this group dynamic for a while. There's been a lot of complication around it. I feel like also a lot of messiness. You know, this is almost giving me like to feel like a community of people that are a little close knit. But it's not like a poly dynamic, right? It's more like people hooking up with each other behind each other's backs, but they all like know each other. And this is causing a lot of like drama, arguments, fights to break out. You know, it's become a community problem. I think, you know, your intuition is really tapping into this. You might be suspecting this in this situation because you just had a lot of drama come in your way and you're like, where is this even coming from? Like, I don't understand. What is all this about? What's the conflict about? Why are these people at odds with each other? But I think you suspect, you know, that this is kind of going on. There's some gossip going on too that's affecting your situation. I think there's a need to be more quiet, more private, really value intimacy more, you know, not get too many people involved in your business. I think maybe you've got too many people involved in your business in the past, and this is what's made things messy. But I am getting a situation where there's like multiple people kind of hooking up with each other in a situation that all of them are doing it on the down low. It's like they all think they're pulling something over on the other, but they're really not. It's just creating this really big clusterfuck to iron out. All right. You're really going to need to tap into this situation to feel out what's going on here. Okay. But I feel like you're going to come to the conclusion that it's in your best interest to like rise above this energy, alchemize this energy, and remove yourself from it. I feel like this is a competitive situation. The high priestess doesn't compete. All right. The high priestess doesn't compete with anybody. She knows herself, and to her own self, she's true. All right. So I see you moving away from this situation because you're wanting more elevated connections. All right. And I think where the truth has been concealed, look for it to come out. All right. It's going to take a little time, but it will come to the surface. And when it does, it's going to be one of those moments where you're like, I knew it. I knew it. You know, you'll be glad you distanced yourself from this. There's so much better. The new chapter is so much better on the other side. Overarching theme for the it's complicated Aries. Overarching theme for the it's complicated Aries. Overarching theme for the it's complicated Aries. Overarching theme for the it's complicated Aries in love in 2023. Overarching theme for it's complicated Aries. Overarching theme for it's complicated Aries. Come on, y'all. Overarching theme for it's complicated Aries. Overarching theme for it's complicated Aries. Wow, you're really taking your time. Ooh, okay. Skull of light, illumination. Okay, so that goes with what I was saying before. I really think that you are in the process of extricating yourself from this complicated situation because you know there is some secretive, shady shit going on. There's too many people involved in this situation. It is messy, messy, messy. You're not wanting that. All that messiness just keeps you mired in the BS, and you're wanting to, you're wanting to level up this year. You're not wanting to be in the trenches of all that mess moving forward in 2023. I see you're going to cut it off. You're dead in this. You're deading this. You're deading any drama in your life. I got this really strongly. I feel like you're listening to your soul. You know there's something more for you in the love department out there, and this ain't it. All this mess ain't it. You don't want to deal with messy people. You don't want to deal with all these people in your business. You don't want to deal with all this drama. And you're going to just let it go. You're going to trust your intuition. And when you do, you're going to be happy you did, because with this skull of light, something is going to be illuminated for you about the truth of this situation. You're going to discover that you were right all along. All right. So trust your intuition. I don't care what anybody is telling you. If they're like, no, you're being ridiculous. Like, that's not what's up here. I feel like you might even try to like confront some people and they give you a line of BS about what's happening here. Trust your intuition. You know what you need to cut off, and you know why you do this. And you're going to just find yourself leaving behind a whole bunch of mess and moving into that expansion in your life where you get to connect with people that are on your level, people who don't want to move like this. It'll be the best decision you ever made for yourself.